checking them. So just in case there was anybody on here. I don't know why it's recording automatically. Can you hear me? Good morning.
Everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
So Todd's not on yet, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So it looks like we lost Barrio.
Did we? Let's see. Yes, it does. Yeah, so I had to change the meeting ID because 2 people had already been invited. So hopefully people are getting. Well, Bob was already here, so he must have the correct meeting ID. Let's see. Here's Paul.
He was here, but now it looks like he dropped off.
Yeah.
I had to go back to the one of the emails to find the ID because the calendar invite did not work.
Well, I did it last minute, but just we just need to make sure that nobody is given the option to come to attend these meetings. That's why I had to undo 2 invitations and change it. So that's why the last minute change. And the calendar invite is automated. It just doesn't always come through. Paula and I have found sometimes it's a day late. It's automated,
Good morning.
Morning.
Morning. Jeff.
So waiting for Bob. Looks like he's
Yeah.
connecting to audio.
Oh, there he is. Okay. Yeah, I was wondering why he didn't speak before. I don't have an email from him.
So I don't know, Bob, can you hear us?
Can you hear us? Check my phone. I'm going to call him.
Okay, it looks like Bob is on audio.
All right, I'm gonna call him right now and have him join us on speakerphone.
Hello.
Hello. Um, can everybody hear Bob?
Yeah, I started to.
All right, I'm here. If you can hear me.
I hear you.
All right, I'm gonna put the phone here, you guys. So now there's gonna be the feedback here. And now I don't know how to fix. And then-
Sometimes it's volume or sometimes it's related to, there's only 4 of us with our mics on, so.
Yeah, I can't. I'm computer illiterate. I'm sorry.
So I'm just not sure what to do about the feedback. I mean, I'm not hearing it right at this moment. You wanna, as long as everybody can hear you, and they can let me know. If not, maybe we can just get started and see how it goes.
Okay, so we can do retry.
Does anybody have any tips that has used, had a board member on a speakerphone to? Because I don't know what the solution is to. Yeah.
Other than dialing in, I don't know.
I could dial in if you guys want.
Can you? Okay. Can you try that? Because this isn't gonna.
Give me a minute.
Do you know what it is? He can't get in, and I don't know.
Is he calling in by?
Well, he called in. Right, exactly. So, he called him. Bob, can you hear us?
Hi, can you hear me back?
We sure can.
Better.
I think we found a solution.
Okay, we'll give it a go.
Before we get started, I just wanted to talk about some of the moving pieces that we have with this program. So the intent is that it is a review of documents by the parties or participants of the panel. DOL, DCP, we have a few DCP personnel here, and the board chairs or their appointed substitute. For the motions, or if you are going to vote against, let's just say when voting, and you are voting to deny or reject their application, going forward, we're asking that you explain why that is. So if it's work-related experience, you maybe put where they're deficient. And then also, if you are rejecting it and sending them back, meaning the applicant has to go back and either get work-related experience or education, if you can be specific as to what that is as much as possible, because it will help Karen in communicating to the applicant what they need to be successful in order to sit for the exam. So if we just simply say we're denying your application because your work-related experience is insufficient, Karen emails that out, now they're looking for an explanation. So that generates quite a few email conversations for her. Also, if they are now able to prove maybe a month or a year or whatever that they have this work-related experience or education-related experience, they can submit the documents and Karen can review those documents and perhaps go ahead and approve them to sit for the exam because we have detailed notes as to why they weren't approved in the first place. Then she can go ahead and approve it, or if they don't have what you all are looking for, then she can send it back to the working group. So those are new instructions, and they'll be shared. It's just because this board is here. We're going to be sharing that with the board chairs very shortly. So I don't know if I was
Who
clear
came up-
clear on that.
Who came up with these new instructions and why is it relevant now?
It's relevant because, well, it's not really new. It's just that I guess we've been reviewing the process internally, and it's kind of morphed into more of what we had expected, especially with the commissioners involved in this, especially with the applicants appearing before the board, or the working group, I should say. And because of the amount of communication Karen has to do with these applicants, it's important that we get them the information that they need up front. So if you're denying them, he doesn't have enough work experience. Well, what does that work experience mean? What does it entail? What do they need to prove to this working group or to Karen, the licensed application specialist or analyst, what is needed to sit for the exam?
I must be missing something because I thought that Karen was asking us most of the information or reasons we were rejecting it. And I think with Richard and Todd's input, we were fairly accurate on it. Now, is somebody complaining? Is there becoming an issue?
Yeah, and it may not just be this, it's not this board, maybe it's not this board. Bob, I know you have I watch your meetings, you run a pretty good meeting, but we just need to help the process. That's what we're trying to do, make the process cleaner and simpler, not only for DCP staff, but also for the applicants who are coming before us. We had one case where a person said, if you would have told me this a year and a half ago, I would have done this by now. And now I'm back here and you're telling me I need to do this, which is going to extend years of my life before I can get to this. Had you told me this months ago or a year ago. So this is what we're trying to clean up a little bit. And it's just something that's going to be communicated to all of the working groups, not just this one.
Okay, but the applicant that called up and complained, I agree, but I have found Karen to be very helpful if a mistake is made. But was it this particular board? Because we usually discern what the problems are.
That's great. And just keep doing what you're doing. I just needed to share that as we are analyzing and looking at all the moving pieces to this process with reciprocity and equivalency. We're seeing different things come up that we need to address. And you may be this, the gold standard of all the boards. I don't know, but I just have to share this information going forward. I don't know, Karen, is there something you would like to add to that as far as what you're seeing?
Not in particular, and like you said, every board is different, but we had a case with a certain board where it's just, the standard, that's it. He doesn't have the experience and training, and that's it. And that's all I'm going to tell you, and I'm not going any further, and that's it. So when we go back to these guys with the blanket, you don't have the on-the-job training related instruction. But for example, the first guy that's on our agenda that was going to come today, I don't want to get into that, but I just think there are times when we need to be, it would be very helpful to be a little bit more particular, because sometimes, and I'm not saying this board and I'm not saying this group in particular, sometimes that's it, they don't have what we need, let's move on to the next one. Sometimes literally, and
Okay.
Just isn't particular enough for these guys, and they don't have a way to appeal. They can't come to the board. They don't have, anybody else to ask these questions to. So,
All right, I appreciate that input, but one of the things I thought is if this working group makes a decision and the person feels he's agreed, I thought then it goes to the whole board.
no, that is the change, and that is something I was going to bring up to the commissioner, because things have changed such that, from what I understand, and they can correct me, Paulette or Pam, applications can never go to the board. So if they want to appeal it, one of the things I need to ask the commissioner this week is, what do? They can't appear here. Their application cannot be discussed by the board. They can't appear before the board. So there needs to, I'm looking for an answer in certain cases as far as when they appeal it, what do they do if they want to
And
appeal
that
it?
is an open topic that I have going on with the commissioner right now.
So yeah, so Bob, to answer your question, that's what it is. They can't go before the board. So
Okay,
we're trying to
All right.
avoid applications to come back, coming back time after time, like the first guy we have here on the list, and they can't go to the board. So it's kind of like, what do you do?
all right, and again, some of these guys, in all honesty, and I know we were talking about one who wants to go from an operating engineer to an S license, and he just doesn't have the qualification. I mean,
Right.
I guess
Right. That one's more cut and dry. Yeah.
So as long as we're
All
telling
right.
them what they need to do, we might want to say, you need this to qualify. You need these 3 steps. So that they can say, okay, I can do this. I can get this done within the next year, or I need 400 hours to get this approved. Then they're good. They understand what they need and why the decision was made. They go forth and sign up for classes or get the work-related experience. And if they have proven to have completed what we've asked, then Karen can go ahead and approve that application. And they don't necessarily have to come back to the board if it is clear to them what they need to do to be successful.
a lot of these guys will never get it, Pamela.
Yes, but as long as we do what we're supposed to do, and then we can tell them, hey, you were told this on March 1st, 2022, then we've done what we should be doing.
Okay,
All right, I won't take up any more of your time. Thank you.
and I appreciate you bringing it forward. We want to try to do things the right way. These guys have worked hard. Most of them have worked hard. Other guys play the game. Okay, are we ready to start going through the applications?
I am.
Okay, Rich and Todd, you're there? Janita?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
Todd has his
All right,
hand
so
raised. Todd?
Yes, Mr.
All right.
Barrio, I'm here.
thank you. Karen, now we have Scott Ezo, but we're not allowed to do anything with him. Is that an accurate statement?
No, it's not. I'm just looking at Todd here. He's got it. Todd, can you hear us? He's got his hand raised. So I don't know if he's able to speak, because I think he would if he was able to speak. Todd, can you hear us? I think he can hear us and not speak. There he is. Okay, you can see him. But to answer your question, yes, we can discuss them. It's just they just couldn't appear, and they had already been given a Zoom link, so that's why I ended it and started a new meeting.
Okay. So then again, Scott Ezo is the
Todd
First
says no
applicant.
microphone,
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. No,
but Todd's got to turn on his mic because his mic is blocked.
yeah, it's not
There it
blocked
is.
on this end.
Still
No,
not
this is
working.
not.
Yeah.
I understand your plight, Todd.
Maybe he's got to log back in or something, Karen?
I really don't know. I don't.
2 minutes.
2 minutes or 2 times?
No, Todd tried 2 times logging back in and he couldn't get in, right, buddy?
How about a dial-in?
Yeah, can you call in, Todd? Bob had to dial in as well. Number.
Maybe you could flash the number up on the screen, Karen, for him.
Well, I'm looking at the link. I've never been on the other side to call into a meeting. I don't know offhand what what the number is. Hold on.
Todd just flashed another note that he already tried to call in numbers and they didn't work.
Okay, so Todd, I'm sending you an email because the meeting ID was changed. So I want to make sure you go by the email that I sent. I want to make sure, are you going by the email that I sent yesterday? The meeting ID ends in 0853 because the meeting ID has changed and maybe you're going by the original meeting ID. Didn't work.
I also think Todd flashed a note that he's got to be done in 10 minutes.
Oh, joy.
I really honestly don't, does anybody else have expertise that they could advise him to do?
Maybe we should reschedule his meeting then. If by the time he gets on, he only has 10 minutes.
Right.
Maybe we should reschedule this meeting and all attachments.
Given the amount of applicants, that might be a good idea. Todd says, let's go with the first
Okay.
application. He'll write notes about what he thinks.
So I can call him on the phone. Does anybody have advice as far as how to stop that feedback if I
No.
call him? I mean, other people that may have been on Zoom meetings, is there a trick to that?
Well, if his mic isn't working, maybe it won't be back.
What's your number?
Well, my mic wasn't working. When my mic wasn't working, I had feedback.
Is it a matter of what do I need? Does anybody know what I need to do on my end to stop that feedback when I have somebody on the phone?
I have no idea.
No? Okay.
Hey, Karen, I think we lost Todd totally.
All right, whatever you guys want me to do, I don't know, I don't know what to do to solve this problem, if we should just reschedule, and if we do, maybe we can all come up with a date while we're here. If we do it in the afternoon, I know that Zoom will be free. Does anybody have ideas as far as a date? You know, another date we can reschedule to in the next day or two, or?
Yeah. I'm sort of available. I can always call in.
How about tomorrow morning at 11 a.m.? Or is that too quick, Karen, for the computer?
No, it's not too quick, just everybody needs to realize that those Zoom host emails don't always come out right away, so look at your email. I always put the attendee invite so that everybody can definitely get in. Let me look under it.
No, I'm not available at 11 tomorrow or at 1.
I'm not available either.
How about Thursday at noon or something?
Can we do Thursday anytime after 11?
Thursday at 12 noon would work, provided that we're done by 1:30 the latest. Unfortunately, I have a medical appointment in the afternoon.
Yeah, we really should allow for these meetings at least an hour.
Right, so that's what I
An
figured,
hour and a half, yeah.
you know, noon.
Can you
Karen,
do Thursday
sometimes,
at noon?
yeah, Thursday at noon would work.
Can Todd do it?
Sometimes these meetings go 2 hours, so I figure
No, I know.
12 to 1:30 tomorrow hopefully works.
Thursday.
Not tomorrow,
maybe.
Thursday. Thank you.
Yeah,
The third.
yeah.
That would be Thursday.
Mhm.
Do you know if Todd's available?
Don't know.
Well, I'll
So,
check with him afterwards. I was wondering if we could just come up with a potential date, and then I'll talk to him right after this meeting and see if he's available. That's what I was thinking.
And I'm gonna bag out at 1 o'clock on Thursday because I'm meeting right after at 1 o'clock. You guys won't need me.
Well, what about tomorrow at noon? Is Todd right there? Can you
No,
call
I'm not
Todd?
available tomorrow.
How
But you can go ahead without me tomorrow.
about Friday morning at 9 a.m.?
I have a compliance meeting.
Well,
If it's
tomorrow
me-
at noon, or Thursday at noon, you're saying?
I'm available for an hour, but we still don't know if Todd's available, but I'm available for an hour. But you can schedule around me if you need to.
how about Friday at 10:30?
Friday won't work for me.
Okay,
Yeah,
all
that won't work for me either.
right.
Sounds like Thursday at noon is the better time if we could call Todd on his cell phone, Karen.
Yep, I'll call him. You're saying you want me to call him now or after?
Mm,
I mean, I don't have Todd's cell phone number. I could find his office number and call him. Are you going to email him while we're on here? Let's see if I can do that. Obviously, he's probably not in the office, so calling him may not be an option. So we're going to say Thursday at 12. So he's checking his email. He just got it. You guys want to wait for him to respond to the email, or do you want to do you want me to get back to you once I'm able to check with him later on in the day?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, why don't you get back to us, Karen?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Sorry about that. I wish I knew
Not
a
your
better way to
fault.
make it work.
These things
Karen,
happen.
it's not your fault. It's Zoom.
Is exactly. We're gonna blame Mr. Zoom. It's a
We
Mr.
will. That Mr. Zoom.
Miss Zoom would be working perfectly fine. Woo!
All right.
Thanks,
All right.
Bob.
All right, well, it's curious that two of us couldn't get on, so I don't know if it's him and me or what it is.
No.
So,
No.
try and keep the loop, okay?
Bye, everybody.
Yeah. All right. Bye,
All right,
everybody.
thank
I'll send
Bye.
you an email as soon as I can.